gas and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance, then Belicio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Belicio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Belicio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at beliciofoods.com/careers.
Good morning, everyone, and we are so crooked. Why are we so crooked?
Is it this? Am I not close enough?
No, I think our camera's crooked. You want to fix that?
Are we crooked?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like way off to the one side. Anywho, we are here. There, we're getting better. There we go.
Somebody bumped the camera?
Yeah.
Wasn't me.
It was probably a dog yesterday.
Those were so cute.
Dude, that was so fun. National Dog Day. If you didn't get to see the program, we had about 5 dogs from the pound, and I believe one of them got adopted yesterday afternoon. So that's really good.
I am no longer in the stage of life where I want a dog or
You're
a
like,
cat.
I am downsizing and making my life a little bit more easy.
Yes. I am officially in empty nest life living.
No, you're in granny life.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Which
is empty nest, but with all the perks of having kids.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All of that stuff.
You know, there was a survey, or there was an article, maybe we were talking about it yesterday on the radio station, that using the term empty nesting or nesters is now offensive. I'm like, I am not offended.
What is offensive about that? It's
the word empty. The word
truth.
empty is portrayed as a negative word.
Okay. I mean, whatever.
I'm still calling it empty nesting.
It's
nesters.
Just our PC, whatever that we live in. So it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
I'm not offended by being an empty nester.
You do you. You do you. I'll do me. Y'all call it whatever you want to call it.
I'm calling it empty nesting.
Exactly.
Empty nesters.
And it is great.
It's great.
No, that's very good. And our good friend Tonia is here today. And we haven't seen you in a little bit.
It's been a minute.
Yeah. So are you still managing interns, or have they all gone back?
We still have about half of them right now.
Okay.
Most of them have, the collegiate level interns now that are off to college. Most of them they've done their hours and they're going about their lives.
We've kicked them out of the nest.
Not all of them.
Pun intended.
We have one behind a screen right now.
Yes. Hi, Adrian.
Adrian, yeah.
Yes, bless his little heart. Yeah. He's volunteered to hang out with me in the morning.
He has hours that he needs to get, so we'll call it volunteering, but he's getting paid for this.
Okay, yeah. It's just more about volunteering to hang out with me than,
He chose this task because you were involved.
Sure. Is that what it was, Adrian?
I mean, kinda, yeah.
Okay. All right.
He's not going to say no.
I paid him to say that.
Not more than I did.
Probably right.
So, we're about half. We started out with 13. We have 6 that have finished their hours and have moved on to college. And we have actually, Total Media and their interns have been invited to join the summit, the state summit that Building Bridges to Careers.
Oh, wow.
Has planned. It's September 20th. It's open to the public, open to other businesses to kind of see what the internship program is capable of doing. So
that is super cool.
We've also been asked to provide to create and produce a video for Building Bridges to Careers to use at different different high schools, for the next year, just kind of highlighting the experience with Total Media.
Love that.
I'm pretty excited. They've done a great job this year. They've had a lot of hiccups. As an employer, we've had a lot of hiccups as well. And we both have learned.
It's all learning together.
It is. This was an opportunity that just kind of landed in our lap, like I'd said before. And where we're growing so fast as a company, just makes things 10 times more challenging. But so far, I think it's more of a success than a failure.
I
I
think
mean,
it
we've been
totally
invited to go
is.
to present at the summit.
Right. Absolutely. No. And I think, everything that you do for the first time or that's new is a learning experience, whether it be as the employer or the employee.
Absolutely.
And you think about, okay, maybe we keep a few interns on, for the rest of the year or whatever. But, when that summer comes back around, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
are y'all going to be ready, to go? It's going to be awesome.
So our first group, their last day is September 30th.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have some downtime from the grant funds from building bridges. So
Uh-huh.
from October, November, and December, we're not going to be doing any internships under building bridges to careers.
Okay.
Because come January 1st, different story.
It's on.
Yeah. And then we'll have that January through September again.
That's awesome.
So we'll hopefully be able to have a good turntable of new students that want to be involved. We're hoping to reach out to every county that we currently service for Total Media,
Okay.
which is most of Southern Ohio. So we're going to be reaching out to
And some
all
of
of
West
Sou-
Virginia
all
too.
of Southern Ohio. So we're going to be reaching out to other schools. This year, we were fortunate enough to have Jackson, Oak Hill, and we had a student from ECOT, Ohio. It's the online school through Ohio.
Okay. Yeah.
Participate. So
That's super cool.
I'm hoping to at least 3 to 5 in January for each area,
Yeah.
each county. So
Very good. Well, Adrian,
Yay.
tell us. So Adrian's over there. Tell us, how has the internship affected you? Like what are a couple of like memorable things that happened or mess ups or successes? What have you learned?
I mean, I've learned a lot. I've especially learned how to keep a level head whenever it comes to a lot of these stressful situations that just pop up. But I mean, like fun memory wise, all of the fairs I got to attend were,
Yeah,
long weeks, but that was worth it. I loved going to each and every one of them.
because they're all different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a. Trying to remember some of them, but
So
I know
I
they
will-
all run together
I
after a
will
while.
tell
too.
you, whenever I first met Adrian through the interview process, I already knew I was going to bring him on because I knew who his parents were.
Yeah.
And so thank your mama and dad for that.
I will.
But seeing his growth in not just his skills, because he's very skilled,
Yeah,
very
for
talented
sure.
in the tech world, but his personality has went from a very awkward, backward, shy, won't
Yeah,
say
quiet.
it, yeah, to opinionated and helpful and throwing out ideas and just being very communicative, which he wasn't at first.
Yeah.
So just watching him develop as an individual as well in
Which
a
is
workplace.
awesome. I mean, that is a huge life
It
skill
is,
that you're
it
learning.
is, it is. I think during this process, he's made some adult decisions, which I'm not sure had he had this experience, he would have been brave enough to do it.
Probably not, actually.
Yeah. So I'm super proud of him. I'm
Very
hoping
good.
that once this internship is finished, that we do have an opening to bring him on
Yeah.
into our Total Media group as an actual employee, not an intern. So
Yeah, absolutely. And it is fun to see them all, our little flowers bloom, right?
I know. Some of them are still, figuring out who they are and what they want.
Yeah.
Whether they're a high school student or now off to college, and just being able to witness their growth has been so much fun. Aggravating at times, but so
Yes.
much fun.
But
but I'm sure they're aggravated with me sometimes too. I get
well,
it.
I mean, it's and as Adrian said, a lot of times you're putting these like you can't control electronics and you can't control
The internet.
and you can't control how people are going to respond to
Right.
you or you can't control the fact that you may go to a fair and ask 10 people if they'll talk to you and 10 people say no. Like you can't control any of
Right.
that. And so you have to improvise and
Yeah.
those are life skills.
Yes.
Let me tell
Yes.
you.
And having 3 or 4 different people giving input on what your agenda is for the day or what your duties are, and making sure that everybody that you've been told what to do gets what they need out of you and out of the group. And it's
It's a
leadership
lot.
skills that you learn. It's knowing when to step up and when to step back. I think that Adrian, especially Adrian, and I'm sorry guys, I'm not knocking anybody else, but Adrian has come a long way.
Yeah.
Come a long way. And like he's employable. He's the kind of employee that you want to come back and work for you.
Yeah.
So
He's
it's nice
just
to have that.
precious over there.
Yeah, he needs a haircut, but yeah.
Okay, Mom.
Yeah.
Does your mom tell you that too?
No, but my grandma does.
Oh,
I am a
Granny.
grandma. I am a
Granny's
grandma.
definitely gonna say that. But no, that's hilarious. But yeah, no, I think that these internships are invaluable. You make contacts, you do. I mean, there's so much. And I even say this, like, being in the restaurant business, I don't know what sick and twisted human being decided that 16-year-old girls should be hosts and be the traffic cop of an entire establishment, because that's what a host does.
Yes.
So we take 16-year-old girls or boys or whomever and literally put them in charge of running the entire restaurant, and it happens everywhere.
It does.
And they have got to literally, I mean, the things that they have to deal with, but it's life-changing.
Yeah.
It's life-changing.
Yeah, I would
because
agree.
you learn quickly how to put out fires. You learn how to calm people down. You learn to negotiate. You learn,
Right.
of course, certainly skills as far as organization and all of that, and speaking. But so yeah, I mean, I think that these jobs that they get thrown into sometimes are, they mold you into the person that you will be later in life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm bringing this summit flyer up for him
No, you're
to bring
fine.
up.
Your nails are cool too.
Thank you.
She always has cool nails.
Thank you.
I don't. So I'm always envious of people that have cool nails.
I tried to keep them. I mean, I'm around a lot of people. I use my hands to talk a lot. Tell me if you didn't. Tell me if you get that. I just sent it for you to put up. But I don't ever do anything for myself.
Right. It's like me
And
time stuff.
And every time I get a mani pedi, and the little lady that takes care of my pedi does an amazing job on rubbing my legs down, and
I know.
oh, it's so relaxing. So I do that about every 6 weeks for
Yep.
myself. That's
No,
the
and I
only
think
thing I
that's
spend money on myself.
I
for.
know, like, right?
Yeah. Like I'd even hate to go through a drive-through to get lunch for me.
I know.
You know? Like, I'll just go to the house and have what's there, or not eat at all. But that I will.
Yes. Spend money on.
Yes.
Yeah, I get you.
It's worth it.
The pedicure thing is, boys don't understand that. I'm like, oh, if you went one time, you would go back, buddy.
Especially if you have yucky feet.
Yeah.
Like it just makes your yucky feet not yucky.
Why is it? I mean, it's your feet. No one really sees them too much, but by golly,
In
it
the
makes you feel
summertime,
better.
I always have
Yeah.
open toe shoes, and I have a messed up toenail. So we had to do the prosthetic toenail for so long. Did you get that? If you don't care to pull that up, I just want to stress how excited I am to be part of this BB2C summit.
This is so cool.
And having some of our interns go and present with me. Anybody is welcome to go. There is a slight charge, but it includes your lunch. It is being held at Washington State College in Marietta. It's really easy to get to, plenty of parking. The Building Bridges to Career folks are just great people. They've really helped out a lot in what I'm able to do with the
Sure.
program. But please, if by chance you get a chance to go, whether you're a business or a family member or part of the school, just part of the community, and you just want to see the recognition that these kids are going to get, there's a QR code, register. It is really going to be worth your time.
That's awesome. Love that.
They will be hopefully. We're trying to figure out if we have enough equipment with everything going on because it is on a Friday and football Fridays are
Oh, yeah. Insane.
hectic. So if we have enough equipment, we're going to try to stream the summit as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very
So
fun.
they've learned how to do all of that. And this would be a great opportunity to end the summer internship with streaming the summit for the Building Bridges to Career program. So we'll see.
Okay.
If so, there'll be a lot to
Fingers
post about it.
crossed. Yeah, I love
Um,
that.
And then I'll also post this on the Total Media Facebook page, if along with a couple other things about building bridges to careers, and y'all can learn more about it. Whether you're a
Yay!
business needing interns, or you don't think you need interns, but why not?
Well,
All you're
that's
doing
the
is helping
thing. I mean-
students figure out what they want to do when they grow up,
Or what they don't want to do.
or what they don't want to
Which
do.
I think is just as important.
Yeah.
You know, why go to college and have to spend money? I mean, how many people do you know that started college and were like, absolutely not?
Yeah.
I thought I wanted to be a nurse. And then I got into, whatever class. And I was like, oh, absolutely
Yeah.
not. I'm not going to do it.
Early childhood development is what I started off with in Rye Grand.
Nice.
And although children are probably still my biggest passion, I chose not to spend that kind of money and went straight to work for Judge Holsaffel.
Yeah.
And that led into what I'm doing now,
Yeah.
almost 30 years later.
So it's just,
30 years later.
how do you do that when you're only 29?
I'm just superwoman.
It's amazing how we do that, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Wow. Over 30 years. Rusty will be 30 in December.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Yeah. And here we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good.
So I'm excited about this summit. And
Yeah.
I got an email a couple weeks ago from Building Bridges. I had a meeting with them actually the week before I got the email, and it was the actual invite to come in and do a presentation with the street team crew. So I'm
Super good.
super excited. Kind of proud
Yeah.
because
Should
it's a
be.
huge deal to present at a state summit. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the kids. This is a great opportunity for them.
Again,
So,
yeah, this is another life learning.
right now I
thing.
have 6 committed to go.
Okay.
So I got a couple of schools, the Oak Hill School and Jackson School, permitting them the day off
go,
as
yeah.
a college day because they're going to college and they're presenting
Okay.
for the summit. So
I mean, that's wonderful.
I know. I'm so excited.
Fun.
I'm hoping we do get to stream. I'm hoping Dylan comes through for me and finds enough equipment to
Come on,
send us.
Dylan, get it together, buddy. You got this.
I mean, since we're not streaming the Friday night football game for Jackson, that's they're like 2.5 hours away. I don't even think
Oh.
the band's going. So
Oh, wow.
I've got 3 of the band kids going with me to the summit.
Oh,
So
cool. Very fun.
anyway, more to come on that. The closer we get,
Yeah.
we may even test the presentation video production that they're putting together
Yes,
one morning.
That would
for
be
you.
good. That would be a
Yeah.
good thing.
Or we can practice doing our presentation
Yes,
one morning on
We'll put
on
them
the
right
show.
here and they can work on it.
Practice.
Of
Sounds
course,
like a great
the
idea.
one time we made Dylan when he first started college and he had to give a speech, and so we made him practice it here on the show, and he totally whiffed when he got to school, and he said, "I'm not doing that again
Aw.
because I screwed it all up."
Well,
I was
you
like,
got
"Hey,
it-
we had you practice
That's
here.
right.
That was
You
the
got it
whole
right
point."
once.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, poor kid. Anywho, so you do HR here, and I just like to say within the building because there's
not just, but I mean, outside of the building too.
yes,
But the totality of all of the
there
companies.
are so many companies within this building and other buildings that you oversee. Number one, I don't know how you keep track of it all, but number two, with HR, there's a lot of job openings and hirings and unfortunately firings and retirees and all of the
Right.
stuff that you have to keep
Transfers from one department to the next.
yeah,
and-
keep track of. So
Yeah, it's a lot.
What is, are there things going on right now that you'd like to
Oh my
tell our
gosh.
viewers about?
So my focus right now is every company, but we are ready to bring on some more skilled laborers in the construction office
Okay.
in SEI. So we have two construction companies, AJS and SEI. They both are commercial industrial type construction companies. We have
What's the difference?
so AJS is AJ Stockmiester. They do a lot of the unionized work.
Okay.
A lot of the pipe laying, the welding, the big heavy duty stuff.
Gotcha.
And a lot of that is through, well, all of that. All of the employees are through a union hall.
Okay.
But you can still apply for AJS. SEI is non-union.
Okay.
They are hired directly through our group, and there are a few ways to do that. We do have quite a few jobs that are going on right now, most of them local. I think the furthest right now is about a 45-minute drive from the shop.
Okay. That's not bad.
Wages, depending on level and experience, run anywhere from 20 to 30, I think, on the hour. Plus, we've got some prevailing wage jobs as part of those. So if you are an experienced, skilled carpenter or a skilled, experienced laborer, you can go online and fill out an application or email your resume. You want to pop those up for me real quick? So,
oh, look at you.
I know.
All official and
yeah.
stuff.
So you can scan the QR code
Yeah.
and that goes straight to the application portion
I wonder
of
if
our
it works
website.
from here.
I don't know. But you can apply for any of the jobs. We have AJS, SEI, Stockroom 601, Parks Edge,
Oh my
Total
God, it
Media.
did. How
I know,
scanned
right?
it all the way across the room.
Yeah. So it's just, for me, it's a lot easier because those go straight to my email.
Okay.
And I don't have to have a pile of paperwork, any more paperwork on my desk.
Right.
Or you can email direct at either one of those emails. I also have jobs at stockmeister.com and jobs at yourtotalmedia.com. I have plenty of ways for you to apply.
Sure.
If you stop into the plaza and ask for an application, you're going to get that business card right there so you can scan it.
Okay. Or you just track Tonia down at the Walmart store or
No,
Kroger or
You will
something.
not track me down at Walmart. And if you
Run
track
her
me
down.
at Kroger,
Do it.
I'll be in the pickup section because I have no time to go shopping for
Right.
anything. I can click list and go.
No, if
Um,
there is one thing, I'm just going to tell you that COVID did that's good for the world is delivery and click list and all of those things where groceries magically appear.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
Yeah.
Just thank God for that.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
I'm addicted to it.
I
Like
know.
if I have to run into Kroger, it's because I need something immediately and I don't have time to wait 3 hours from the click list.
Right. No,
Um,
I get it, man. I
and
use it all the time.
Ball cap sunglasses, like going in incognito and coming right back out because
Yeah.
I get stuck talking everywhere I go,
I know. Same.
which I don't care.
No.
But
But times,
yeah, time
of
is
the
precious
essence. It is.
anymore.
Is it because we're getting old that we say that? Or older?
I think it's because I go to sleep a lot earlier.
Maybe.
And
It's 8 o'clock.
like, I've only been home for 3 hours at that point, or 2.5 hours, depending on my day and where I'm at.
Yeah.
And then I like to be in bed by 9:30. So I only have like 3 to 4.5 hours to get any family time done or more
Right.
work that I just brought home. I don't feel like I get anything done ever.
Yeah. And
Ever.
I think that there's something to be said for that. And it's just
I can't stay up I
and
mean, I could try.
it almost teaches you selfish isn't the word, but
Self-preservation.
yes, and like demanding self time.
Yes.
And when maybe you do it at the expense of something that you feel like you should be doing, but
Yeah.
you just have to do something for yourself.
Yeah. Like sleep. My body
Yes.
makes me do it. Like I don't. If
Oh,
I sit in the couch or sat down in a chair
yes.
after 9 o'clock, I doze off no matter what I'm
I
doing.
know.
Whether I'm folding laundry or
Same.
like it's like
Jamie's like, oh my God, Grandma, wake up. I'm like, so tired.
menopause has kicked my butt. It continuously kicking my butt, and
Yeah, as if we women don't have enough to deal with, then we have to deal with that
don't
on
even get
top
me
of it.
started. Don't even get me started.
Adrian just died over there.
I am not nice anymore because of that.
Yeah.
Or I'm sad. Or I'm just mad.
Yes. Just angry.
And I don't know why.
I don't know.
Well, I do know
Menopause.
why, but yeah. There's no triggers. I just open my eyes or turn my head and I'm like, oh. It's not good.
I just hate your face today.
Yeah.
Get away from me.
Yeah, hate your face.
I don't know why. I just hate your face.
Yeah. I've learned a lot of sign language in this process. Hey.
Oh my God. You're so
yeah.
funny.
Yeah. So that's where we're at.
Okay. Menopause and job openings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so what would be I know obviously there's all kind of companies within this building and out there, but when you say like a skilled laborer, for example, does that mean I own a hammer? Or does that mean
I mean,
you
I would
need
hope
to
you
have
do if you're a
some-
skilled laborer.
I mean, I have a hammer, but I'm not a skilled laborer.
Yeah.
So like what, are there different skills required or
There are.
involved?
So if you go onto that application site
Okay.
and you're applying for the construction jobs, it'll ask you to rate yourself in like 12 different categories.
Okay.
With regards to experience and talent, things like that. You'll have to rate yourself.
Okay.
I would love for you to be honest and not
Yeah,
dishonest,
be
because
honest.
after, if you do get that interview for these positions, there's a skills test, or it's kind of you're not doing hands-on skill test. You're going to be asked some situational questions with regards to carpentry.
Okay.
That if you are skilled, if you have experience, then the
So you
answers
can't lie
to.
your way through it's what you're saying.
You could say you're a 10, but you actually answer questions as a 3. You're not going to get to go on, because these jobs, most of them are, we've got state contracts that we have to comply with.
For sure. I mean, you're building public buildings
Yes.
and you're doing things that
Are
affect
dangerous.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're dangerous.
Yep.
And if we have the opportunities for local guys not to have to travel to Columbus or further every day to make that $25+ an hour.
That's awesome.
Prevailing wage right now, I think around one of the jobs is over 50.
Uh-huh.
That's a good chunk of change.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I am not a construction girl. So, I know my limitations.
Can you see us? Oh,
Yeah, you'll be asked to read blueprints. I'm like, oh, those are such pretty colors.
yeah. Right.
That's my extent.
Can we do that in red?
Yeah. What's that square mean? That's my answer.
Yeah.
So, on the application itself, you can rate yourself. You'll be
Okay.
asked questions, situational questions to gauge your actual skill set. We're always looking for a leadership role too, being a foreman of a job site.
Yeah.
Or, we've got a great crew of people. They work really, really well together. We're just so shorthanded on that extra skill to make these jobs be more efficient and effective.
Sure. No, that totally makes sense.
So.
Well, what about here at Total Media on this side of the building? Are there openings within our
So it's
side?
always evolving.
Right.
I'm still considering so yes and no.
It's gray.
It is, yeah. I'm always taking applications
Yeah.
for the Total Media side, and today there may not be anything, but tomorrow there may be, because this business is always evolving.
Yeah.
You wake up one morning and there's 3 more radio stations that we now own, so we have
Right.
the need for this, or we have the need for that with Zip Systems. Or zip printing. Why do I do that every time?
I
Zip
have
printing
it. We're
is-
old. It's
is
habit.
growing, and the workload is a lot. So we're always looking for graphic designers and people with experience in print shops or t-shirts, and
Yes.
that's always happening. We're constantly listening to people talk to think, oh, that's a really good voice. That would sound good on a
Yes.
commercial. So, there's so many things that you could apply for, whether we have an opening or not. Please apply anyway. There's nothing wrong with having a stack of potentials ready to go on the
No,
fly.
that's an
Because sometimes
employer's
that's how
dream.
it is. Yeah, I
to
mean,
have.
it's literally how it is. Here sometimes is we're on the fly.
Yes.
And we've got our sports shows now. We're getting ready to open the new Athens radio station on Richland.
Yes.
And there's going to be some more capabilities there that we're trying to grow into. Portsmouth stations, Gallipolis, West Virginia, Waverly, Ross County, like.
So there's opportunities anywhere you may be listening.
Yeah.
This
And
is
I
awesome.
never sales positions. If you're eager, I don't even care if you have zero sales experience. If you were eager to make money and go out there and spread the word about what Total Media can do for a business, and be the point person from A to Z on a business, how they advertise or what they
Yes.
advertise, when they advertise, please apply. And if you're willing to be in those areas in Greenfield, I forgot we've got Greenfield too now. So we're all over the place. Please do not hesitate to apply. You can go back to that QR code, scan. It
Yep.
goes all the way. All the businesses that we have available for hire will have an application that says apply here. So scan, go to stockmeister.com/jobs or forward slash jobs. It'll take you to the same site the QR code does.
So it's not hard to find.
It's not hard. Or just come right on in and we'll figure it out together.
Because I was looking when I don't know if it's still up on my phone or not. Yeah. So you've got like the theaters even.
Yes. Oh gosh, yes. We have the 3 theaters: Chillicothe, Jackson, and Gallipolis. Looking for something part-time in the evenings, on the weekends. You're retired and just need some pocket change for Christmas.
No doubt.
We can get you quite a few hours during the week, or as little hours as you want. Just
Do you
want
like
one
to pop
shift.
popcorn? We got a job for you.
Popcorn, and there's just so
All
much
the
to it.
things.
All the things.
All the stuff.
I actually have a local guy that retired from the prison system, like working in the prisons. He's now my manager in Gallipolis.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Why not?
Right. Like I need to have something to do,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
it's not working with prisoners, just teenagers. So not sure
Kind of
what the difference
I
is,
was
but
gonna say that's
um,
kind of one and the same.
yeah, so something like that could be right up your alley.
Yep. And like you said, if you just need some extra money and
Yeah.
whatever, why not?
601 is I'm looking for bartenders and potential servers. A waitress staff, waiting staff.
Yep.
With with how well things are going over there. By the way, if you've not went and tried the new menu, you need to.
Super good.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. But it's getting so busy that we're going to have to add additional staff.
That's so good. That's
Yeah.
a good problem to have.
Yeah. I think lunch is going to start being served over there in the very, very near future. So I'm going to need wait staff. If anybody is interested in a part-time waitress job, you can go to that website, that QR code, and apply for it there.
There you go.
I've got a couple jobs posted on Indeed too. I think. I need to look.
Indeed, is a blessing and a curse.
It is.
Because I don't know, they get you. If you're basically, if someone applies and you don't get rid of them, they charge you for it.
I know. I don't have that problem. I guess I'm just on it so often they don't have time to charge me.
Maybe. That's a whole other show we could do.
Yeah. Hmm.
Anywho.
So what other topics do we have today? Oh, we only got like 20 minutes.
I know.
What the heck?
We'll see if Pete's coming in. I don't know if he is or not. I went to the council meeting last night.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. You didn't seem fun when you were talking about it.
No,
just a
it
few
was
minutes
fun.
ago.
It was good. We were just talking about some Apple Festival parking concerns that I guess I kind of went as a spokesperson for myself and some other people that have griped and complained
Well,
to me.
It has been an issue for many, many years, and not just on Portsmouth Street,
Yeah.
all over.
And I started the thing by saying, listen, I love the Apple Festival. Like,
Absolutely.
I think it's fun. I think it's, brings people from all over into town. So please don't think that I'm against it, but there's some parking issues that we need to discuss.
Address.
So yeah, that's what, that's kind of what that was. It was interesting though, because there was no one there. And I was like, oh, interesting. Like and I don't know. I know that there's meetings I've been to where there's been tons of people there.
Depending
but,
on the topic.
You know, everyone's welcome. And, if you have a gripe or complaint or just want to participate in city government, go and listen to the council meetings and things. And I think, do they air them on TV? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I just think that, don't complain if you're not participating.
Yeah,
in it,
exactly.
So
I am a commissioner for the Civil Service Commission.
Okay.
I'm also on the Zoning Board of Appeals and the Planning Commission.
Okay.
So
Lucky you.
Right. I guess my next move is city council member. At some point, maybe. But yeah, there's not a lot of participation from the community until after the fact. And I'd love to be able to figure out a way to change that mindset.
Yeah.
Whether it's the location or whether it's, I don't know. I'd like to see even the younger generations.
I know.
Get more involved in city government, because there's so much going on that's important to the future of our city.
Yeah.
That the
and
community,
you're right.
The community has to have a voice.
I think it's because, and this is the same thing with national politics as well, until you're personally affected by something, you A, don't know about it, or B, choose to just
not deal with
be
it.
aloof to it until it hits you or a family member or something like that. And I think that that's why after the fact happens so much.
Right.
Because instead of being proactive, people are typically reactive. And, a lot of times they're going about their daily life.
Yeah. And I get it, because I do the same thing. I don't go every other Monday or whatever it is. I do go in certain situations, but I mean, to be honest, I'm quite happy with our current city government.
Mm-hmm.
There are always going to be flaws no matter who's running the show.
And that's the thing, but that's why you should participate.
Yeah.
Like, make your say, and maybe no one agrees with you, or maybe the whole world agrees with you. None of us are perfect.
Right. And there are definitely ways that you can have a voice in all of this.
For sure.
And I've always been told you can't complain if you don't participate.
Yes, that's 100% correct.
Kind of like the whole voting thing. Don't complain about who's
in
in office if you didn't
vote.
go vote. So I kind of take that same stance. I have the fortunate occasions to participate in the different committees. And if anybody else wants to do it, they're more than it was really hard to find commissioners for the Civil Service Commission. And I'm thinking, this is really an easy gig, and it's so important when we're talking about civil servants. We just went through a promotional exam from patrolman to sergeant, and it was a process, but it was enlightening and it was effective.
It's so interesting,
and it was without partiality. Like, these are the rules. We are here to make sure that the rules are complied with. And it was fair across the board. We participated in the panel discussion. once the test was given and the top 3 were selected, like it was a really great process.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm HR, so I get it. There has to be processes to have the best of the best
For sure.
in that role. And I just appreciated the whole process, and anybody can participate in that. So I encourage you to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tom King is the new sergeant. So
My little Tommy, he's so
know.
cute.
He's so sweet.
I love him.
Tom used to work for my brother at Waverly PD. So I've known Tom since he was early patrol years, when my brother was his assistant chief in Waverly. So he's kind of adopted into our family.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
But it was a tough process for all 3 of them, or for the 5 that took the test, the top 3 that went on to the next round. And just to be able to sit back and watch, it was great.
Yeah.
Like, it was a great experience.
Awesome.
So,
well, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, very good.
I saw Pete.
Pete came
Does that mean I'm out of the hot seat?
Yes, that
Yes.
means you are relieved of your duties.
Thank you. All yours, Pete.
Thank you
Thanks,
for
Jen.
hanging out with us.
Anytime.
And again, please contact Tonia or come into the building
Yeah.
if you're looking for work. Scan that QR code right there. It will take you to where you need to be, and you will get to talk to this lovely lady.
Yeah, maybe in probably December, we'll have another section on there to apply for the internships that are going to start in 25.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. God, did you say 25? Holy crap.
Months away.
It is. Come on over, Pete. Thank you. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing all right. Doing all right.
Well, it's good to see you.
I'm here again.
Yes, you are. And I got to see you last night at the council meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the council meeting, I ran into some people that had been to the YMCA meeting. So I got kind of filled in on that too. So I assume that you have some information to pass along.
We have some information.
A little bit.
Right. From the YMCA board. This was a news release that they put out yesterday in advance of the meeting, actually. And they said that when they had the meeting, they were going to keep the discussion and the information tight, you know, because there's certain things, you know, that they didn't want to get into, but they wanted to be, say the most important things to those people who supported the Y, members and donors. This was not a public meeting. This was for members and donors, although I understand there was a good attendance. But the bottom line is that the Jackson area YMCA they have disaffiliated from YUSA, which is YMCA of the USA.
Yes.
And that was effective as of yesterday. August the 26th is what we were told. And the problem, although, you know, some of the specifics and details were not discussed or released, is there is a financial strain at the YMCA. And between the financial review of the YMCA board these past couple weeks and the discussions and consultations they've had with the YUSA, a joint decision was made that it would be in the best interest of our local YMCA to disaffiliate, at least for now.
Okay.
The door is open to maybe going back and being a Y at some point. So what does this mean? This is very important. Henceforth, our YMCA will be known as the Jackson Family Activity Center.
Okay.
They plan to continue to operate the best they can, doing what they have done in the past. All memberships that they have now are honored.
Okay.
You know,
I know that would be a big
there may be some
question.
adjustments coming in the future or whatever, because in the next week, in the next month, they're going to be reorganizing, maybe writing new bylaws, setting a new path. The existing board members will be working on this, and they have, of course, been working behind the scenes a lot in the last month or so, trying to figure out, you know, where the Y is, why it's there, and what, of course, now has to be done. And they're going to be going, they did not directly address this in the news release, and I don't think it came up from their standpoint very much last night as far as details concerned, but there's going to be new leadership at the Y. And the first thing that they are going to do, and this was told to me by a YMCA board member is, in the next month or so, they're going to be hiring a program manager, and that will get them started because, of course, you know, the Y, it's an open thing, you know, where you can go in and you know, lift weights, use the exercise equipment like that. But
Right.
there's also lots of programs there
Sure.
that bring people in for different things, whether it's recreation, exercise, daycare, whatever. They are going to try to operate those programs the best they can. They're going to hire a program manager. There will be, or there could be, and you know, this is thing that they don't know yet. They could end up hiring a new executive director. You know, that is a major position, the
Sure.
top position, and a position, you know, that of course requires some money. So once again, they are under dire financial straits, and they're going to have to figure out how to make it work, but still serve the public. I do know that the YMCA board, from talking to more than one board member and also reading, you know, their news release, what they chose to put out on this situation is they want to retain what we have there. It's not going to be a YMCA. It isn't a YMCA anymore, but they want it to be as much as it can be.
Okay.
And they don't want to go backwards. They want to get back on a good path. I'll pull out one of the quotes that they said,
Sure.
and this is directly what they wanted to say. First of all, this is their explanation on the transition. The transition will allow the organization to operate independently to best meet the needs of the community, provide the desired services, and make the most of its resources. So, you know, that tells me that there's an issue about whether they can match up with what the YMCA expects,
Sure.
you know, of its affiliates and so forth, at least for right now. Pat Eisnagel was quoted as saying this: "It is with mixed emotions that we announced that as of August 26th, that was yesterday, we will no longer operate as a YMCA. After thorough deliberation and consideration with the support of YUSA, we decided it is in our best interest to disaffiliate from the YMCA movement and continue operations as a separate local nonprofit organization." He says that the YMCA has operated under significant financial strain for years due to rising operating costs. Its board of directors conducted an extensive review of the Y's operations in collaboration with YUSA. It was determined that disaffiliation allows the board to make the structural and financial changes necessary to continue operations while still meeting the needs of the Jackson community. We want to assure you that all current memberships will continue to be honored as we disaffiliate. Our hours of operation will remain the same, and those with 24-hour access will continue to enjoy this access. Our Y has had the privilege of serving children, families, and communities of Jackson for more than 48 years. It's been a long time.
Wow, that has been a long time.
As a matter of fact, they started out in the building where your
Yeah.
restaurant is now.
That's right.
We are incredibly grateful, Pat Eisnagel says, for the support we have received from our community. We remain committed to serving and strengthening the communities we serve and look forward to this new chapter in our history. So
Okay.
that's, you know, what we know. I'm sure there's many other things, you know, involved that we don't know or can't say at this point,
Mhm.
but they're choosing to try to emphasize the change in organization as far as the disaffiliation and the fact that they want to continue
Yes.
well into the future.
And that your memberships will be honored, which
Right.
is, I'm sure, a question.
Right, exactly. And, you know, for now, you know, I mean, the current memberships are honored. The hours of operation remain the same. They're going to do the best they can, you know, and in the next month or so, they're going to be making some decisions operationally, structurally, on how they can best serve the community, but still do what they can with what they have.
Okay.
So, you know,
Makes sense.
so we will see what happens there. We will be following that.
Mm-mm.
All right. The Vinton County Health Department had a big announcement yesterday as well. A West Nile virus mosquito pool was
These
detected
mosquitoes, man.
in Vinton and MacArthur, as a matter of fact, the county seat. They announced this yesterday. They didn't say there were any West Nile cases, but they detected a pool, which
Yep.
of course is one of the best ways to prevent cases. You figure out where these infected pools are. Remember West Nile virus? I can't even remember the year now,
Oh
but it was
gosh.
a really big deal for a
Yeah.
year or so, all across Ohio and the United States. The pool was part of the department's regular surveillance activities in Elk Township, and Elk Township is where MacArthur is. Our environmental health division will be going out to spray the surrounding area near the intersection of East North Street and Outlot Street in MacArthur. I believe that's on the north end of town. We are encouraging residents to take precautions to avoid mosquito bites, including eliminating potential breeding sites around their homes in order to prevent mosquito-borne diseases like the West Nile virus. The primary way that people get the virus is through the bite of an infected mosquito, of course. So,
and you got to watch your pets too.
Yeah, you do have to watch your pets, and what they have always said, and I'm sure this is deeper into the news release as we are streamlining our report here, is the standing pools of water. Whether it's you got a puddle outside, you've got some container like an old tire,
right?
Where the water,
or a wheelbarrow,
the water hangs around, bird bath, even.
Yes.
I guess.
Yep.
Those
all
places where there's standing water now. It's hard to find standing water these days.
Right now, yes.
But that is where mosquitoes tend to populate.
Yep. And just protect yourself with bug spray if you're going to be out and about too.
All right. This report from the criminal justice front comes from the Wellston Police Department. We got this report over the weekend. The incident actually happened last Thursday, and we thank Wellston Police Chief John Robinson for getting us the details. This sounded a little hairy and scary. But this occurred 3:28 p.m. on Thursday afternoon. Police in Wellston received a call of a car operating on the street with a woman hanging on the hood of the car. Right. Some woman hanging on and someone's driving the car, it sounds like. When officers responded to the scene, they found a woman lying on the south side of 2nd Street near Illinois Avenue. That woman, and no names were given here, had come to the residence in Wellston to pick up her car from her brother. When her brother refused to give her the car, which was owned by the woman, he struck her with the vehicle and drove down the street with her hanging onto the hood. He drove away from the scene after the woman fell off the hood onto the street. She was treated, could have been a lot worse. She was treated for minor injuries, and she refused treatment at the scene by Jackson County EMS. Now, apparently, they knew, of course, because of the relationship, who this was, and the man, who was identified as Kevin Halderman, 47 of Wellston, was found. The driver and the vehicle were located by a Jackson County Sheriff's Office deputy near State Route 683 and State Route 93 near Hamden, just less than an hour later. So he was arrested. He has been charged because of the brother-sister relationship with domestic violence and unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. That's the charges as they stand right now, and they put him in jail.
Wow.
The vehicle that was recovered at that location was returned to the sister.
Okay.
So we'll have that report in the telegram as well.
That's one you don't hear every day, Pete.
Okay. You're driving along through downtown Jackson. You got the tunnel vision. You're watching the traffic lights. Maybe your peripherals, maybe looking at the sidewalks and the stores and like that. Many people don't look up. But if you looked up, you saw the new look Jackson Apple Tower.
That's right.
And I tell you what, it was
sparkling.
It was something to see. Jeremiah Shaver on the way to work took this picture, or on the way to work after lunch, took this picture, and it was a great one. You can see how brilliantly red, the Apple Tower is, and you can see the green leaf there, and you can see the workers up on top of the Apple Tower very well. You see 3 of them up there. Boy, would you like to have that job, Jennifer?
No, not in any way, shape, or form.
I don't care about safety harnesses.
Nope.
Or anything like that. But here's the bottom line. Randy Evans at last night's council meeting reported that the work is essentially done. About the only thing that apparently has to happen is taking those brackets off the top. Those brackets were up on the tower to hold the covering that they put over the tower, so the streets and the grass and the buildings downtown were not painted red.
And the cars and everything else.
Right. Exactly. And 2 coats of paint on the main part of the tower. And if you're wondering what it costs to paint a water tower this day, $125,000 is the going cost. And I guess somehow they got the paint for free. Somehow that worked out too. But anyway, that picture is already posted, on our social media. And the plan right now is to
sparkling though.
Slap that on there. Oh, it's very nice. And of course, we know what's coming up in about 3 weeks. So
that's right.
The timing is very good. Couple of things to tell you about really quickly as we're running out of time. We got this from the Oak Hill Athletic Department. Just like the Jackson High School Athletic Department, they've made a decision to move the kickoff time for Friday night's game at Oak Hill, Davis Stadium. Oak Hill is playing Fairfield Christian from 7 o'clock back to 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Of course, the last time I looked, I don't know whether you did the weather, the last time I looked, temperatures are going to be high on Saturday too. I think on the weekend they start to moderate just a little bit, but still pretty hot. So they moved it back to 8 o'clock. Of course, at Jackson, they announced on Monday, yesterday, that the kickoff was going to be moved back in their game against Ironton from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. As far as we know, the start times for the game at Wellston, still 7 o'clock. They're at home against Piketon. And the Vikings in Vinton County are supposed to be home, I believe, against Trimble. And the last time I looked, that time had not been changed. Right now it's 7 o'clock. Maybe, we'll certainly monitor that. And if those times change or they're announced or we're told about it, we'll certainly get that word out as well.
Fair enough. Hey, I did want to give a big shout out to the City of Jackson electric crew because about 12:50 yesterday, 6 Sense Brewing went black.
Oh, that's a big thing.
Ka-chunk. And
there's only so much chicken salad to serve, right?
Right. And we're like, what is happening? So you go out and you look, and the worst case ever is to see that everyone else in the world has power other than you. And it just so happened that our service director was in there at the time. He called the electric crew. And they were there. I'm not kidding. It was like 30 seconds. And they pulled in and a transformer had done something that transformers do. I don't know. Anyway, it took them about an hour and a half. They had us back up and running. And I just want to give those guys a huge shout out. It was like 100 degrees out there. And they're up in bucket trucks and messing with electricity. And they're awesome.
Well, I tell you what. So
thank you guys. You know, it is. I like to harass them a lot, but they're great.
Well, I tell you what, it's a municipal electric department. And I think the service has always been real good because it's a municipal electric department, not rural. They're not covering that big area.
Yep.
The response time has been very quick. And they're quick. They're quick to get there and they're quick to fix it.
Yep.
We have seen that time and again when there are major outages because of a storm or whatever. And it worked out for you. When you have an isolated outage or whatever, you always worry, well, no one knows, no one but me. So it's not like they're looking for something.
Well, and that's the first thing I asked is this a me problem or a you problem? And they said, it's actually a us problem. And I said, no offense, but thank God. Because you're thinking, oh my God, is it something within the building? But anywho, it was all good. Got taken care of. Want to thank them so much and give them that shout out because they deserve every bit of it for what they do on the daily.
Right.
Because they've lost their minds. Anybody that messes with electricity has lost their mind.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, we've heard about the accidents that can happen, and
crazy.
Unfortunately,
stuff.
When they do, they can be deadly.
It's not good.
Exactly.
All right. Well, have a great day, everyone. We appreciate you so much for tuning in. We'll be talking fireworks tomorrow and also have, I think, a video, right, Adrian? Yep. Okay. Maybe talking about the Lillian Jones Museum a little bit. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. So tune in and we will see you then. Thank you so much for watching today. And we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.
See you.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.